JJ, I mean, you made the decision to come back home. Kind of tell us a little bit about that and how happy you are to be back home.
Yeah, I know once the season was over with at Auburn, I started to like just have second thoughts about just the place there, and I always wanted to come back, but I just never knew when. And once Malzahn left, and then I tried out the other staff, I really just didn't like the environment and like just some of the coaches there. So I just decided, once I hit the transfer portal, just come back, and ever since then it's been great. Community been on my side, family, get the home cooked meals from your grandma, so it's been great.
Did you ever look at any other schools, or was it always Ole Miss?
I knew it was always Ole Miss, but I still gave other schools opportunities and chances, but I always wanted to come back.
So did you ever go back to Auburn after Christmas holidays or you just
I went back, and I actually went back for the first meeting after the Birmingham Bowl, and I sat there and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try it out and see what coach talking about and things like that. And I mean, I just never felt like I had the love for Auburn again. So ever since then, I just came back.
Lane described you as a guy who brings the juice, a guy who's got a lot of enthusiasm. Is that just someone that you've always kind of been?
Yes, sir. I know usually Katie Hill, he brings the juice, but ever since like just watching him, like being behind him, I've I guess learned from him, and ever since then I just tried to bring the juice, bring the energy for the D-line and the team.
You talked a couple times about how this 3 weeks been out there and just kind of adapting to the defensive front.
Yeah, it's been I ain't gonna, at first it was difficult just playing a zero, but I started to adapt. Like Katie took me under his wing, and he just brought me closer and closer, and I got more comfortable at doing what I was doing and learning the defense.
What you're seeing from the pass rush, you see it kind of taking a step forward.
Yes, sir. I think that's a big part of my game that has elevated a lot. I know Coach Joyner really emphasized pass rush a lot, and I feel like I'm learning a lot from him.
Is there anything like difficult about coming home in terms of like added pressure or anything like that?
At first, that's what I was thinking, just coming back home and everyone, who went to my high school and family who's still around, I feel like they got so much expectations for me, but at the same time, I have to humble myself, and my family always talking to me like, you don't have to worry about what they think, just do what you got to do, and whatever happens, it's in God's plan.
JJ Lane just brought up when you were leaving Oxford High, he was kind of desperately trying to seek a meeting with you. This outing was going on and everything, and that meeting didn't happen.
Yes, sir.
Any regrets that that meeting didn't happen? Do you wish it had?
Now that I think about it, yes, sir, I do. I remember it like it was yesterday. He called my coach, Coach Cut, and we were just finna get ready to leave to go to Mississippi, Alabama, and I was like, nah, I'm just ready to go, go get to work in the Mississippi, Alabama game. But I feel like that's a big regret in the past, but all of it worked out on back, so.
You thought about what the Auburn game will be like for you this season?
Yeah, I know a couple of my friends back in Auburn. They out to get me, but it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna enjoy it and just take it all in.
What's it been like having Tennyson here with you?
That's probably the only person I hang out with, Tennyson. But man, that dude there, he brings the energy to the juice, and what he was doing at Auburn, he's still doing here, making big plays.
Did you guys talk before coming here about coming together, or did you kind of get separate decisions?
Well, once he came, I was like, okay, I got somebody I know from here that is coming back home where I'm at, and I was like, okay, I might just come back home with him.
The transfer portal thing is still fairly new.
Yeah.
How hard is it? I know for you, you're coming back to Oxford, a lot of people here and stuff. But how hard is it to acclimate yourself into a program that you weren't a part of?
Yeah, so it was very different because like this program, like they built it up from the ground from when DK Metcalf, when the suspension and all that happened. And I feel like Coach Kiffin did a really good job with that. And just coming in and seeing all the guys buying in, I feel like I just walked straight into something that's good and something that's not bad, or they not trying to rebuild, but they just keep trying to get, to the SEC championship and the national championship. But I feel like Kiffin and Coach CP is doing a really good job of just keeping us like on level ground, no big heads, and just trying to do one goal at a time.
Growing up in Oxford, how many Saturdays did you sit in the stands out there and watch Ole Miss play?
Probably every Saturday. Every Saturday I got, but I know I love the Grove, like just as a little kid, just going out there and seeing so many people and how excited they were to see the Ole Miss players. And like I said, that's one of the regrets I have for not having that talk with Kiffin.
Do you have offense out of your system at this point, or are you still trying to maybe play both?
Oh no, I can't never get the offense out of him. It's a God-given talent, but they've been working me a little bit at offense. They got me at fullback and tight end.
Who others kind of stepped up or impressed you on that front? Ivy or just some of the other guys?
Yeah, I know Sid. He's really been. I know he was a big piece last year, and he's been doing the same thing, stepping up. Him and Ivy, he really been stepping up as well. He and KD. They always work after practice, like a little 6 minutes, and just work hands, placement, and everything like that. And that's one person I love to be around all the time, KD Hill. He leads by example, everything. He never talks about anything. He always trying to bring you up. That's one good dude.